Hi, Jared. I really enjoyed our dinner together. Thanks.
Oh, you're home.
Yeah, just now.
I got home a little while ago, too. I had a great time. I'm really sorry that I can't celebrate Valentine's Day with you. I didn't think I'd be on a business trip on the 14th and 15th. It's our first Valentine, and I feel bad. My colleagues wanted to spend time with their partners, so they forced me, the youngest, to take it. Darn them.
I'm a bit disappointed, but if it's work, it's work. I had a great time tonight, so I'm totally okay with it.
I'm glad to hear that.
I hope we can spend it together next year.
Right. I'll go talk to my boss tomorrow to make sure I can take time off next year. Well, I've got an early morning, so I'd better get to bed.
Okay, have a good rest.
Good night.
Happy Valentine's Day, Grace. Hey, it's still 12 hours away. Haha, we haven't chatted for a while. I'm getting carried away. You sound excited. You've been quiet for a while. Are you busy these days? Well, the company has offered me a job where I can work from home. I see. It must be tough balancing work and kids, but good luck. So you're really excited for tomorrow, huh? Yeah, it's the first Valentine's since we got married. I'm baking cupcakes right now. By the way, tomorrow is your first wedding anniversary too, right? It's such a romantic day that I'll never forget it. Hope you have an amazing anniversary. Oh yeah, thanks. That's another reason why I'm so excited. We put off the wedding because I got knocked up. But I'm happy that we were able to register our marriage on the 14th. How's your daughter? Ellie's growing every day. By the way, you started dating someone you met on a blind date last month, right? What are you guys doing tomorrow? Well, he has to go on a business trip, so we won't be able to spend it together. Oh, bummer. But we went for a French dinner in a beautiful outdoor setting last night. Oh, wow. I'm glad to hear that. He sounds like he cares a lot about you. If you get a chance, come to visit me with your boyfriend. I'd love to introduce you to my husband, and I'd love for Ellie to meet you too. Come to think of it, I don't even know what your husband looks like. Oh, I never showed you his picture. He doesn't really like to be photographed. I see. Oh, but I managed to take some pictures of us earlier, so I'm sending them to you. Oh, good timing. I just want to show him off. Haha. Okay, let me see. This is him. Is this your husband? Yes. His name is Jared. This is not a mistake, is it? Why would I mistake my husband? I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. Can you meet me outside right now? I need to talk to you about something. I don't mind, but what's going on? Can't you just tell me over chat? It's not something that can be done on the phone. I'm sorry to bother you, but please, can you make a little time for me? Sounds kind of serious. Can we meet at the coffee shop next to the station at 2 p.m.? The same place we used to go after work. Got it.
Good morning, babe. Guess what? My work finished earlier. You don't have any plans today, do you? I thought we could have lunch if you want. If you're free, we can hang out until night. How about it?
Good morning, Jared. So you finished your business trip early?
Right. I just dropped off some documents at the office. I was told I can go home today. My boss feels sorry that I was picked to go on a business trip that no one wanted to go. I can meet up with you around noon. We'll have a sweet time together.
But I'm not sure if I want to walk around in this freezing cold.
Let me find a nice lunch place then. If anything, we could just book a room at a hotel somewhere, right?
Oh, I have an idea. Why don't I just come over to your house?
My house? Why?
Because I've never been, so I'm curious. I can cook for you.
Well, I don't think it's possible.
Why not?
My place is such a mess. I want to see you so much that I don't want to waste any time.
Don't worry. I can clean up for you.
Well, but...
What? Is there a reason why you can't have me there?
I'm too ashamed to show you my messy place.
I told you I'll clean it up.
No, I mean, visiting a guy's place all of a sudden isn't a good idea, you know? I think a hotel would be much better.
I'm curious why you're so adamant about not having me there.
Oh, you know...
Could it be because of your wife Anna and your daughter Ellie?
Who?
They're out now, but there are still traces of them in the house. So it's not a good idea for me to be there, and this is the reason, right?
Babe, what are you talking about? I mean, who are Anna and Ellie?
Oh.
Maybe someone tried to put ideas in your head, but you're the only one for me. I don't know anyone by those names.
You still pretend to be innocent, huh? Cut it out.
What's wrong with you all of a sudden?
Listen, Jared. Hannah is my friend.
What?
We used to work at the same store. We often worked the same shift, so we became good friends, and we're still in touch.
Oh.
Yesterday we were chatting, and she showed me a picture of her husband. It was you. We both found out the truth. I was aware that her last name was the same as yours. I thought it was just a coincidence, but it turned out to be like this.
Actually, I remember now. Anna is my ex-girlfriend. She was trying to get back together with me a while ago. I'm sorry if she came to bother you.
You're busted.
Don't you believe me? We're in love, right?
You know what? Hannah and we talked face to face yesterday.
Oh, no.
The reason she and Ellie aren't at home right now is because they gave up on you and went back to her family.
She went back to her parents? What's going on?
I'm with her to explain the situation to her parents right now. She wants to talk to you, so here she is. Jared, this is Anna.
Is it for real? It's not some kind of a prank, is it?
You wish, don't you? Believe it or not, it's your choice, but I've got things to say to you. You know, when you woke up this morning, you noticed that Ellie and I were gone, right? I was expecting to get a call or at least a text from you to check if we were okay. But did you even think about us? What kind of nerve do you have to immediately ask Grace out on a date? It's unbelievable.
It's just a misunderstanding.
Anyway, I'm divorcing you.
OMG. Hold on. You've got to cool down and think about it again.
I'm calm enough. Do you think you have the right to tell me to think about it again?
I mean, you need a father to raise Ellie, right?
You've got a wife and a kid, and yet you pretended to be single. I don't want a guy who picks up other women outside and pretends to be a father to a girl at home.
That's a separate topic.
It all comes from the same problem. You! The fact that you pursued other women means it's over between us. Top it all, you messed with my friend. That's disgusting.
That's just a coincidence.
It may be, but it doesn't change the fact that you deceived her.
Oh, but you guys... Why are you collaborating?
Huh?
You guys are supposed to be rivals and lover over me, right? Even if you're friends, normally you should be against each other.
If Grace was aware of your status and was still going out with you, I'm sure I would have stopped being friends right away, and we would have gotten into a brawl. But you told her you were single, didn't you?
Well, that's...
She is hurt too. As soon as she found out the truth, she told me everything and apologized. She even provided me with evidence. At this point, there's no point in me antagonizing her. I trust my honest friend more than a liar like you.
But...
No matter what excuses you come up with, the fact remains that you betrayed your wife and daughter and toyed with another woman. That's the truth. Instead of beating around the bush, why don't you finally admit it?
Let me explain.
What? Do you think there's still room for some excuse?
Look, I'll tell you what. I'm married to you, and I'm the father of Ellie, right?
So what?
Well,
we're not going anywhere if we just keep chatting on the phone. Let's get on with discussing divorce quickly.
No, wait!
Don't worry about Ellie. I just got back to work, so I'm not concerned about my financial status. I'll have more than enough support from my family too. Even if we get divorced, I won't have any worries.
Just wait.
I'd like to settle this before the end of the year if possible. I'll see you in court next time.
Oh God. We just had our first anniversary yesterday. Let's not spoil such a day with unpleasant memories, okay? Right? Put Grace on the phone for me. She'd understand.
Obviously, she's breaking up with you.
No.
Well then, see you sometime soon. I'll contact you through my lawyer.
Wait!
I broke up with Jared without ever seeing his face. I was in the middle of job hunting and was worried about him pestering me. But he didn't know my address, so there was no stalking or harassment, and I was able to cut ties with him at once. Anna was able to finalize the divorce before the end of the year. I didn't ask for the details of the alimony and child support, but they seemed to have been substantial amounts. She made him pay the alimony all at once without any objections. Thanks to her determined cattiness toward him, I felt refreshed too. As for Jared, details of the situation somehow reached his workplace. Due to the nature of his job, it became a credibility issue for the company. He's been indirectly advised to consider resigning. It was a terrible Valentine's Day. Anna and I made a promise to go and see the popular shaman together as a way to cleanse our bad luck.
I just finished work. No one's going out for a drink today, so I'm coming straight home.
Okay, hon. I'll be waiting for you with dinner prepared.
Oh yeah, there's something I need you to do for me.
What's up?
My bosses have kids in the same kindergarten as Amelia. I've told you, right?
Oh yeah. Amelia's in a different class, so I haven't talked to the moms. The GM's younger son and the director's daughter, right?
Yes, you're right. So there's gonna be a play at the kindergarten.
Yeah.
I've told them that you'd make the children's costumes, so please, don't disappoint them.
What in the world?
The GM's son will play Aladdin. The director's daughter will play Snow White. Both of them have big roles, and it's a hassle to make the costumes, so they were happy and relieved when I said you'd handle it.
Hold on.
What?
Our daughter's also playing a fairy in the forest, though not the leading role. I'm working on her costume right now. On top of that, I have to make 2 more costumes for the leading roles? Why did you just volunteer for something like that without consulting me first? Obviously, I don't have enough time to complete them, you know.
Come on, I'm sure you can. You went to a fashion school. Don't be so reluctant. I know you can quickly handle costumes just for a kindergarten show. You're a professional, so it should be easy, right?
I'm saying it's not something that can be done quickly. That's why it's impossible. Seriously, what's with you deciding on your own without consulting me? Besides, I make a living from my dressmaking skills, so technically I should be charging for it, you know.
Don't say that. Let's forget about fees and all those formalities. If you really want compensation, how about this? Priceless praise from both of my bosses.
What the?
If you nail this perfectly, there's no doubt my reputation will soar. It'll definitely have a significant impact on my future career, and it's also for you. So I'm counting on you as a professional to do your best without cutting corners.
No, thank you.
What? Why?
I want to ask you why. Why do I have to do it? Normally parents do this for their children. It's already tough enough to handle my own child's costume, so taking care of others is out of the question unless there's a really good reason.
Geez, but you see, 2 years ago you volunteered to make costumes for your niece, didn't you?
That's exactly what I meant by a really good reason. My sister broke her hand and her husband was on a long-term overseas business trip. That's why I had to step in and help out.
Well, this time seems to be somewhat similar. You did say you'd take it up if there were good reasons, right?
Wait, is there something going on?
The wives of my bosses are not good at sewing, and they've been struggling and groaning that it was too difficult.
So?
What do you mean, so?
I'm certain that just modifying ready-made costumes would be fine if it's too intricate. The school isn't forcing us to do everything from scratch. It shouldn't be that difficult.
That's not the point. The point is that they're really struggling. Basically, it means they can't sew. It's an easy task for you as a professional, but it's impossible for regular people. In that case, it's similar to when your sister had a fracture and couldn't sew the costumes.
What are you talking about? It's totally different. My sister isn't a good sewer, but she would have done it herself if she could. But they don't have any particular reasons preventing them from working on the costumes, do they?
Oh, Jesus. The fact that they can't sew is the valid reason preventing them from doing it.
Did you read what I wrote? Did you seriously agree to throw the responsibility on me like that? Even if I'm the wife of their subordinate and our kids attend the same kindergarten, it's honestly unbelievable to expect a complete stranger to take on this task. And besides, isn't making costumes for your own child an expression of love?
Hey, don't give me your attitude. The persons in question are the wives of my bosses. Don't be disrespectful. Think about your position before speaking.
I'm just expressing my thoughts from a parental perspective. What's wrong with that?
I have a position at work to consider. Once I agree to something, it's only natural to see it through to the end as a responsible person.
Then why don't you do it?
Me?
You're the one who accepted the job, not me. It's only fair that you handle it.
Then I won't be coming home tonight.
What?
Until you genuinely apologize and say you're wrong and you be happy to take on the task. I won't come home.
All right, then. I won't have to prepare dinner for you, right? Don't come home.
Just like that?
I'm busy from now until I put Amelia to bed, so take care of things on your own over there.
Geez, you're stubborn. I'll give you some time to cool down and reflect. Hey, are you sorry now?
For what?
Amelia's probably asleep by now, so I thought you had some time to reflect.
If it's still about the costumes, I won't make them.
Just when I thought you'd come to your senses, you're still saying that.
Reflection has nothing to do with it. It's already been decided.
Decided?
I consulted with the kindergarten teacher after that. Then she called the wives.
What?
After talking with them, it was decided that I don't have to make their costumes.
She contacted the wives? What the heck have you done? Are you trying to ruin my reputation?
Before that, it seems you should have properly listened to your bosses.
What do you mean?
What they mean by difficult is actually it's challenging but worth a try. Let's figure out how to make it.
Seriously?
Apparently, when the wives went out for a coffee together, they got into that topic. Then, as your bosses were leaving today, they were also discussing it. At that moment, you suddenly barged in and started blabbering about how I graduated from a fashion school and now work in the field. You told them that you would have made me make them, so don't worry about it. The two of them tried to correct your misunderstanding, but you kept interrupting them, saying,
No worries, it's all good, and just leave it to me.
Then you quickly left. I was really embarrassed when I heard that. They talked to their wives about it at home, and they were thinking of contacting me when they received a call from the kindergarten saying that I wanted to get in touch with them.
Seriously?
Yes, that's how they ended up calling me back. I was so embarrassed. I apologized sincerely to your bosses that you got ahead of yourself.
Oh, God.
They also apologized, saying they couldn't stop you and they felt sorry.
What? They did?
Right. By the way, they also mentioned something else. You tend to rush without listening to what others are saying, and you've been warned about it. They even said they are worried you might make a big mistake at work if you continue like this.
Are you serious?
I know you tend to rush things, but I never thought it was affecting your work like this. Seriously, I'm shocked. Get it together. It won't be funny if you end up making a huge mistake and get fired or something.
I don't mean to.
That's the thing. Not meaning to do it makes it even worse.
I don't think I'm that bad.
Look at what happened this time. You went all ahead without considering others and ended up wasting everyone's time. Can't you just take a sec to look around and think things through?
Oh, well, right.
Anyway, make sure to apologize properly to your bosses tomorrow. And you really need to fix that tendency to rush ahead. The priceless reputation you've been aiming for is only going downhill. You need to realize that.
Yeah, I'm very sorry about that.
The next day, my husband seemed to have been squeezed a lot by the two bosses. As soon as he came home, he sincerely apologized to me. He promised to work on his rushing habit, so I decided to forgive him. I also had a chance to meet the wives at the kindergarten pickup time, and I apologized to them for the whole incident. This led to us starting to interact more. They're both very friendly, and there's no distance between us just because of our husband's status. We enjoy a pleasant friendship now. By the way, the wife of the director works part-time in the department next to my husband. Thanks to her, I get to know how he's doing at the office. After the incident, we decided to set up regular reflection sessions as a couple. It seems like it's been a good opportunity for my husband to find areas to improve. Lately, he's been making steady progress in achieving good results at work.